Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with Compulsive Collecting, works that you just obsess over and can't stop collecting. And as with all the videos of this series, I'm going to give you my top 5 picks, the ones I listen to for pleasure. We're not talking about reviewing anymore. These are not like the repertoire videos where we try and find the best and the worst, although I like to think I picked the best, don't we all? But these are the ones that if I feel like listening to the work, which I often do, this is what I'm going to choose. And today we're talking about the Schubert Quintet in C major, the string quintet for 2 cellos, 2 violins, and viola. Oh my God, one of the most cosmically gorgeous pieces anybody ever wrote. I don't know anyone who dislikes this piece, frankly, and I don't know anybody who denies the fact that it's one of the greatest things ever written for this combination for strings. It's just an amazing piece of music. It really is, in every possible way. And the qualities that I look for in the work are, nice contrasts in the first movement, a completely spiritual slow movement. In other words, it can't be completely static, but it has to have this sense of incredible stillness, in contrast, of course, with the middle section and whatnot. But there's just this, it's amazing when you consider the fact that Schubert is one of the world's greatest melodists, I mean, a songwriter, that he conceived this slow movement, which is almost entirely about texture, about sustained chords, pizzicatos, little just tiny fragments, and it all comes together. It's a portrait. It's like what's his name, Van Gogh, Van Gogh, his Starry Night, an amazing thing. Just this tapestry, and I want to hear the tapestry. I want to see the weave and woof and warp and all that stuff in the tapestry. And then we have a scherzo, which is a hunting piece, really. It's in 6/8. It's got to really, really move and crunch. I want to hear the double stops and the triple stops or whatever they are, the strings, and you want to have that. They're hunting horns. It's got to be this galloping thing. And then a finale that is just gripping. That has no dead spots. It's got to go straight to the end. Oh, my goodness. So my favorite performances, my top 5 are we ready? The Alban Berg Quartet with Heinrich Schiff, which is my however choice. I just think it's amazing. It has one problem. It doesn't take exposition repeats. Not in the scherzo, not in the first movement. I like the repeats because I just love the music so much. But boy, do they nail everything. It's just the most amazing performance, especially in the scherzo, which I just find, the first time I heard it, I played it like 15 times in a row. It was amazing. Next, the Orpheus Quartet with Peter Wispelwey on Channel Classics. Here's a recording that gets very little attention. Most people don't remember it or know about it or whatever. Actually, a lot of my favorite recordings of this piece are not the more popular or famous groups. I don't know why that's true. I really don't. But it seems to me that if you just listen with an open mind, you'll find that some people have done their best work, even though they are the less famous amongst the classical pantheon. But with chamber music, somehow you're not dealing with fame. You're dealing with profundity, right? Anyway, that one on Channel Classics, gloriously recorded, amazingly well played, just scrumptious in every possible way. Then there's the Marlborough Recording Society on Sony Classical, with no one you've ever heard of, or a few people you've ever heard of. It was coupled with Benita Valente singing The Shepherd on the Rock with Rudolph Circuit, which is just tremendous, and Harold Wright, I think, playing clarinet, which is wonderful. But the quintet is by a bunch of young artists who were up at Marlborough learning how to play. I mean, they already know how to play before they got to Marlborough. And it's just an astounding performance. Whoever was coaching them, maybe it was Sasha Schneider, maybe he's in that, I don't remember. But who the actual personnel is. But it's, experienced and less experienced people. But boy, do they play. They play like their lives depended on it. I mean, it's just a glorious performance of the work. Then there's the classic Hollywood String Quartet on Testament, which really, I think, set a new standard in its day for ensemble values. I mean, they were studio musicians. It was the Allers, the parents, Mr. and Mrs. Leonard Slatkin. The parents of Leonard Slatkin, Felix Slatkin, Eleanor Aller, his mother, and then a bunch of other people. Who was it? Howard Shore. Just really fine studio musicians who really treated the opportunity to make classical music as a precious gift. And that's what they convey in their playing. I mean, there's no question about that. And last but not least, here's another one you may not know that well. The Peterson Quartet with Michael Sanderling. Yeah, the conductor became the conductor, Michael Sanderling. He was cellist originally on Capriccio. And boy, is this a gorgeous performance. Actually, everything the Peterson Quartet did on Capriccio. There was some Schulhoff and some other things. There wasn't a lot, but it was all just top-notch, first-class stuff from beginning to end. And this Schubert Quintet is stunning, absolutely stunning. A wonderful sound also, and a performance that many people won't know. And I've heard all the others, or most of the others, as many as I could get my hands on. And, there are a lot of other good ones. I'm not trying to deny those, but these are the ones that, for some reason, have stuck with me over the years. And I'm happy to share that list with you. I hope you have a chance to hear some of them. And as I've invited you all in this series, let me know what your top 5 if you're an obsessive Schubert Quintet collector. If you're not, I'm really not interested. For those of you who collect this work obsessively because you feel about it the way I do, yeah, I want to know what your top 5 are. Those of you who just happen to have a bunch of them sitting around, don't waste our time. Yeah, talk about something else. Let me know what works you do obsess over, and maybe we can talk about some of those too. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.